fucking get my door. Put the fucking door in.
Welcome, folks, to the Blink and You Miss It podcast show. Sorry for last week, just a wee blip. Not a wee blip, but Livy's wee boy, Oscar, fractured his arm, so we just cancelled it. But before we start, we've got shout outs. And for anybody thinking the whole of Glasgow or whatever, I'm not the next George Bowie, by the way. Shout outs every week. But a couple of people deserve a couple of shout outs this week, special people. So I'm going to put my glasses on, which I just got from Specsavers last week, instead of the pound ones, by the way. So here's the shout outs today, right? I'm going to read. Yeah, I'm scripted, but I need to write these ones down. Unscripted, sorry. First of all, a big shout out to John, Lynn and Sadie and young John from Uddingston. I would like to thank John for his gratitude many years ago. So there you go, John, and you're the only second person in the English dispersal system to beat me at badminton and soft tennis. Well, that's a lie. There was another guy for Preston, Mickey Gillette. He's beat me. And, oh wait a minute, that's another lie. Wait a minute, I thought on the lied in court. Young Ronnie Sullivan Senior, he used to beat me as well, but just. But with Big John and Mickey, it was a demolition, I'm sorry to say. So the next shout out is going to the Jermison team. And who's the Jermison team? My good pal Star and Mary, young Casey, Ryan, Jenny. They wanted to make a bid to take over the show, by the way. But I gave them a screen test, which they provided and failed. So Star and Mary, you're not taking over the show. It's still the Blink and You Miss It, okay? And they've been good friends to me over the years. And Mary likes Scheme. And I don't know if you noticed Mary last week in the Tam McGraw podcast. I gave all the boys a good mention, you know what I mean? 3 of them sadly passed away. But Rab, he's a superstar singer. Desi, the drummer. You got a wee comment, Desi, for one of your wee cousins saying Desi sends his love, blah, 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 blah. But when my sister Tracy was 16, which was many years ago, I used to take Rab up to my ma's house. And she said, things were shy, you know, Rab's like that. Rab's just down to earth, you know what I mean? He's Cran Hill. I've not saw him for a good while. But what a chanter. I've been to see them all over Glasgow, Paisley, the lot. So that's that. Then we're going on to a guy, you never believe this shout out. This guy's name's Gordon, and it's for his wee dog Jack. They're travelling back now from Alicante, a place that I've had the jail in twice, by the way, but we'll get into that later. And he's going to visit his 3 sons in London. Then he's driving up to Grangemouth. It was strange how me and Gordon met up again after nearly 50 years in George Square. We were young boys in the Army Cadets. I was only 13. And he had a brother, George. But all his team for Blackhill and Proven Mill used to jump the number 11 bus down there. It was good. You went on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And that's where I actually got my nickname from. And that's where I actually first began to use a gun. Because a Friday, you could strip these old guns and all that. And young Arthur Thompson, he was there. Well, he was really good. He was really good at stripping guns and motor mechanics or the rest of it. But I enjoyed it. Used to go camps and all that. But what else was I going to say? So that's that about Gordon. Good shout out about him. But as I say, I became, with these guns, I became an expert. But years later, I became an expert how to strip down a woman. Right, that's my... Right. Most girls would disagree with that, you know what I mean? But they stripped me. So anyway, another wee shout out for Livy, my co-production manager. He does a lot, I just talk. It's for William Ballantyne. and his newborn son Brodie. So, wish he's well. And talking about Brodie, I've got my pal H, as I always call him. His young boy Brodie's fighting tomorrow at Hampden Park. I trained with him last year for 6 months. The wee guy has a machine. So, the time this comes out tomorrow, because this is Friday night, by the way, hope wee Brodie's a champion. And because they think me batter me. So that's that. That's all that away, right? That's all that. So can we get into the unscripted story? Today's story is going to be about... See the glasses I think. Specsavers, by the way. No the pound ones I don't the other week. Okay? But I did get a £37 grant for it. Got the kettle as well for 16 years. So where do we start? Where do we start here? Well, let's start from my release, shall we? From the 15th of November 2001. I get released, my mum came up, my man came up, a big limo. It's well documented. Governor, how you do? Get up here, right? I'll never get any rehabilitation, but don't feel sorry for me or don't cry for Argentina. I was just glad to get out. You know, remember everybody, it was 10 years. Get this right now. 10 years, 5 months, 5 weeks, 5 days, 5 hours, 5 minutes, 5 seconds. And by the way, I'd done a Lad Bible interview in October, it came out in December. And a big shout out to Luke. Luke, the researcher, still keep in touch with him. He's a good guy. And the Lad Bible thing, by the way, I was supposed to get down there on Wednesday and record Wednesday and go home on Thursday. When did Dean go home? This could be another podcast. Ian never trapped home to Monday. Ashley wasn't very happy. When he coming home tomorrow night. But she forgave me. She didn't even pay a £108 train ticket to get me back. So, Lad Bible, it was a good wee trip. But I might do a podcast about that. But anyway, let's get away from all that. Oh, and by the way, it was my birthday this week. I was 61. But see, really, I'm a 30-year-old body, a 30-year-old boy trapped in a 61-year-old man's body, right? That's the way I feel. If you want to put your slippers and all that on and all the rest of it. Ian's not doing that. Ian's out there, you know what I mean? He's pushing. What are you pushing? I don't know what I'm pushing. But I'm pushing nearly 62 now. But I feel 30, lads. And by the way, I'd like to also comment, Ashley got me nice presents and that as well. Not reveal it. Too much you got me, Ashley. And I'd also like to thank everybody for their sincere comments. Me and Livy, since we started this show, it's just been going on 4 or 5 weeks. The comments have been fantastic. By the way, can you tell me this? Where can you buy Is Trolls expensive to buy? Because there doesn't seem to be any on mine. But if there's any out there, what should you charge me? It's 50 quid, 100 quid so you control me. It's a rare commodity. Because everybody else seems to say in podcasts, I'm getting trolled and all that. They're calling me this, they're calling me that. And I'm not showing half, and Livy's pointing out, everybody going, how come nobody's trolling you? I went, I said, because I've no money to pay them. Right? That's it, that's the thing. I've no cash to pay them, right? So you want to troll me, mate? Much is it? So apart from that, Ian, and by the way, the other person that said I had ginger hair last week. Correct. What has Ian got this week? Look at him. I'm looking handsome. Oh yeah. Because nobody else says that. I'm looking fit. Well, am I? Look if we can walk up to Tesco and Asda. But Ian's at dark hair. And I don't care if it comes from a bottle. See if Simon Cowell can dye his hair. Even John Barrowman. So can I. See if it makes me feel better. Well, everybody gets on his lip fillers and it makes you feel better, doesn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Right. I don't think young Livy's got it. Young Livy, you know, he says to me the first night he met me, right? The story will start shortly, don't worry. So, there was a chance meeting. Great guy, by the way. Oh, he can do everything. He's an international DJ. No, he could have been. See, this podcast is nothing to him. It's in the web design. It does everything. But he can't do something. I've done. And what's that, Livy? No, he's not going to answer because he doesn't know what I'm going to say to him yet. Can you ever win at 58? Well, I'll tell you one thing. Livy's a bit shy about coming on camera, but we'll get him on. Because he's a hard worker. And it says wee boy Oscar. It was no well. What was I going to say there? See, that's how it sounds scripted, what I was going to say there. But anyway, Livy's 43, and I liked his style, by the way. No, he says to me when I met him, we had a good 3-hour constructive conversation, by the way. It was good. True, mate, I can do this, I can do that. Yeah, I went, fuck's sake, what can I do? He says, wait, is young Emma? Well, I went, you look 33. He went, oh, everybody, they seemed disappointed. And I went, fuck age, is it? Fuck. He says, people say I look 30. I says, well, look, mate, you know what? 43 and that's it. You're getting a 10. Come on now, 30. No, he does look fantastic. He'll be coming on screen shortly. And to tell the viewers and everybody else, no, he's married. Happily married. Is he happily married? I don't know that. Some people keep skeletons in their cupboards and all that. Well, no, the guy came across happy married, hard-working guy, you know, like me. And what's Ian? You've said it many a time. You're a layabout. But Ian's going to stop all this shit and talking. Just get right into the story. The story this week is, well, I've gave this a lot of thought. 2 minutes, I've got a bit of a week. It's about the Glasgow entertainment industry. And I'll be targeting a couple of people today. Do you want to know what your names are? Let's get straight into it. Mr. I always call it with Mr. It's Mr. Mortimer, right? And Mr. King. Two of the biggest nightclub fraudulently owners of the Glasgow night scene. Right? He's been taking fortunes out of people for nothing. James, you bumped everybody, mate. You see you, Stephen? You're just as bad. You're kidding on, you're married. But you've, well, no, you've said what you're, well, I mean, because I'm not that type of person on my 4 week and all that. But you've tried to cause me a lot of trouble. So here's the story. Ian gets released from prison November 15, Thursday. Everybody's like, ah, you'll be paranoid, blah, 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 blah. I've said all this before. So, the Friday, Saturday, I'm going up to Victoria's with Action Company, who you've heard me saying. With tennis. So there was a guy, Peter Watson. Peter was a nice guy. He was the head of the bouncers. Peter went, oh, how you doing, Ian? I saw that in the paper the other day, the limo 10-year stretch and all that, just get out of that. How long was that you done, Ian? 5 years. Says Peter, tried 10 and a half. I never into the 5 minutes and 5 seconds, but well, you look fantastic. I say, so would you be, mate, for 10 3-mile, 8-mile runs for the last 5 years and on their own machine, which I was really good at. But I'm shite at badminton. John and Mickey and Ronnie. No, not Ronnie Jr., man. Ronnie Senior. I've met Ronnie Jr. Got photos and all that, but I wouldn't put him in my book. That'd be disgraceful. You know what I mean? These are private photos. So I get up to Vicky's Saturday night, right? Lo and behold, the end of the night, there's about 4 sisters, 5 sisters, and the Mortimers. You know, they came and says to me, let's say 2 days, remember, and this is how it all started, all the carry on, right? They says, Ian, would you like to stay for afters? I'm saying afters? What the fuck's afters? Are they going to make me a cup of tea and give me an after 8? Or, no, my pal went, no, afters, you got to stay at this piano bar and you stay for after drinking. I went, aye. I thought I was 30, by the way. I was terrific, I was, aye. Maybe I'll give my G, because you know what I say in life? See if you can't say something nice about yourself, nobody else is going to say it. So I always say, aye, I'm looking great, I'm looking this and I'm looking that. It helps me, you know what I mean? So anyway, up for this afters, a lovely night in Victoria's, we're in piano bar with the sisters. So I started getting back to this place. I decided, right, let's get this straight first, right? I'd done 10.5 years, 5 months, 5 weeks, 5 days, 5 minutes and 5 seconds. Right, that's it. Says that again. So I says, right, coming out of it, I'm taking a year off of crime. Now wait a minute, Ian. You're, and I'll follow this later, and people must have been saying this as well. So you're taking a year off of crime. What crime? You're a failed bank robber. You never go to the gandos or whatever it's called, right? So you've actually to say you're taking a year off and see while that year before we get into everything. Do you know people were coming up to me and going, Ian, are you getting back into crime? I'm going, nah. I says, I'm going dancing, mate. Shite at a dancer, by the way. I says that last week. But I try my best. It was all that. I love trance. Livy's into trance and all. So he says he's going to leave me. I've gave Livy, gave him an ultimatum. He's going to bring the set down. Right? He says this is what he's best at. He says, Livy, I'll give you 10 minutes. I says, and if I'm on fire, and if I'm not like a rocket, mate, for 10 minutes ready to get through that ceiling, Livy, you know what you can do? Pack your gear up, out. And I'm putting on Dave Pearce 2008 trance albums, CD1. Because they keep saying to me, the boy, come on in. I said, I like it. I can't get Dave Pearce out my nut. There was somebody in my house last week, you know what it actually says? She says, I've heard about all this. Do you know Dave Pearce? So Dave Pearce was dead. It's that long ago, I've listened. Somebody went, I know him. It ain't bother me. So anyway, that's me Livy's ultimatum, you know what I mean? But I forget faith in the guy. He's going to shoot me right up with the sky. It's going to be a pump action fuck. Right. So anyway, let's get back to the story. Right. I started, so that was the 17th of November, Saturday. I started getting back, I think, Wednesday. It was opening Wednesday to Sunday. Oh, I used to just walk up the stairs to the piano bar and think it was my giving God right to stay afters. So they weren't saying nothing. This went on for a couple of months. I'm getting up there. But then it got a wee bit crazy. Oh, the Sunday night was a good night. DJ Vance. There was a good crowd in then, right? 2002, I can tell you this and now, was a great year for me getting out. You'd Ian Van Dahl, you'd Superstar, you'd In Your Eyes, and Glasgow, and all that, right? It was fantastic records. So I used to be on the dance floor at 100 Seckies. And by the way, this is for the kids of today. Remember the story I'm telling just now. This is my past life. This is not for all you young kids to run out and do this and you know what I mean? So I'm just telling you. And remember, my thing is consequences. If you get caught, do you want to suffer what's going to happen? So, no. So there's going to be a straight path here, and there's going to be a slippery path. And I'll come to that later. And I hope you don't slip in that big path, because there's going to be a big slip up and a lot of bad consequences. I'd like to see the youth of today go down the straight path. So anything I'm saying now, I'm no showing off, or I'm no trying to make myself something that I'm no. But, I mean, I'm still here. I have resurrected. I was supposed to be dead at 50, 60, and it was Ashley, it says the other week, by the way, your birthday's in a few weeks. I says, what birthday? She says, you're 61, and I went, what's going about? I'm this 30-year-old boy trapped in a 61-year-old man's body. She went, I can't wait you going on. She says, it's nearly your birthday. I went, I'm actually getting another birthday. Life's good, by the way. As you reach 61 at my age. So, let's continue the story. So we're into, say, 3-4 months out. I got in November. And Paul, you did say I could mention your name any time, Mr. Ferris. So here we go. Mr. Ferris got out in 2002 in January. And we wished to hook up. Me and Paul still were arguments. It was silly arguments. It's like two of my pals, they don't talk, it's very huffy. And so I was kind of the same with Paul. We'd arguments over the years, but we started writing in prison and all that. Got talking again. So I was out November 2001. Paul got out 2002. So we started meeting up in the counting house. And I was supposed to get into security company room and all that. But yet again, with the fallout. But before the fallout, I says to Paul, I says, listen, I've took control of this nightclub. I used to call it the big magic place in the sky in Sauchiehall Street. I just wanted to get up there 4 nights a week. See Eckies and all that. Right, kids, don't listen to this. This is me talking here. And I thought it was great. And from that, and stayed for after hours. And so, what would anybody else want to do? A guy at 40, but he still thinks he's fairy. You know what I mean? And I'm not getting back into crime, because, wait a minute, you were no good at it the first time with the fucking robbery. Sorry for swearing. But, so Paul says, you come out of Vicky's? Nah. Paul's not really into dancing and all that. No, I mean, don't need dancing with dancing. But there was one occasion, I was telling Livy there earlier on, you know what I mean? Paul used to go, so he was seeing a nice, lovely girl, Sandra, for Greenfield. And I'd kind of talked to him out. I says, right, come a night out, right? This must have been about March. March, because he got recalled in April. So I finally convinced him to come out. So we're down to his house, and Sandra says to me, by the way, I don't like him going out tonight with you. Right, Sandra's down there, right? So I think they've got a son, Dean. And I says, and how's that, Sandra? She went, I've heard a lot of stories about you up there. I says, all good, of course. She went, no. All bad. I says, oh, my feelings are up to here, Sandra. I says, what do you mean all bad? Paul's getting ready, he's putting the tin flute in there. I says, you need to put a suit on. She says, I heard all the women are after you. I says, oh no, what, Sandra? I kind of heard that myself, but I'm not interested. I just went up there for the music and just trance. There was everything. It was great. So anyway, me and Paul skipped out, right? I think we went to a pub in Sauchiehall Street. And by the way, it's going to be a night, couple of pints and that. We were going to meet the other couple of pals up there, right? So we're walking up Sauchiehall Street. And a couple of guys shouting, was that Paul Ferris and all that? Because his book was already published. Another wee thing we cut for you, Paul. Not a wee shout out. His book was already published. So young guys, was that Paul Ferris? But I'm looking going like that. What about me, mate? It's blank. You know what I mean? But my book's not to come out 11 years later. So Paul's like, no. I says, get him a signature for Christ's sake, mate. If it was me, I'd be sure to come in for a photo, right? So, time we go to, Paul can confirm this, by the way. Paul has gave me the green light. And I'm not going to say anything nasty, because there's nothing to say nasty, you know what I mean? So we got to near the door of Victoria's, and Paul said, I'm not getting in. I says, what do you mean you're not getting in? Nah, I don't like to go. I says, you're getting in, whether you like it or not like it. Right, Paul? A Fergie, I think it's called him Paul at the time, but he had a name called Fergie. Not a bad name, Fergie. For Man United managers got it, for Christ's sake. So Paul shouldn't have been different. So Paul, I had a struggle with him that night. It was like a crocodile, by the way. I had to grab him by the arm, right? And I whooshed him right on that stairs. I says, you're coming in. Sanchez gave the green light. Nothing's going to happen. He went, no, we love Sandra anyway. I says, look, this is not a romantic thriller, Paul. Get up these stairs, in the piano bar, sit down. You don't even need to move. You need to look. So, guy was as good as his word. Aye, with me pulling him up the fucking stairs. So, he came into the piano bar, everybody was looking on. It's Paul Ferris. But I was going like, oh, wait a minute. Is it no blindness you're supposed to be looking at here? Paul the Starlight. Which she was, right? I came many years later. I was just reinventing myself and taking over the night. I wasn't right, and to get this clear as well, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else that's watching, sorry I let you down last week with a wee bit of puff and your sweeties and all that, but unforeseen circumstances. So Paul, back to Paul. I had a good night, by the way. Everybody was there talking to him. I was kind of jealous. I was going, you're rabbit me, mate, for fuck's sake. I talked to Paul. Paul's not available, fuck, right? So I had a good night. Sandra, by the way, was fantastic next day. He was returned home and all that. Well, he jumped to that. I think he left at 2:30. But he did come in. So the story is going to heat up here. Paul was never back in, right? I had a fantastic party when I just got out as well. It was in the Moat House. It was reported, the Moat House is the Crown Plaza now. It was reported that Paul was there. Oh, by the way, it was an Anchorage suite. This wasn't just your ordinary suite. This was 450 smackarookles. But me and about 6 of my pals all chipped in because we'd come out of it, about 8 in the morning and wanted to continue. So we went to this party, Anchorage suite. By the way, Kylie Minogue was there the night before. So I see some of my pals were jumping on the bed and they were going, Kylie! I went step aside. Kylie's coming for me later and fucking Benidorm, right? Where I paid, well, paying in Spain, we'll come to that long time. We'll do the line. I paid a few quid for Kylie and it was just in and out. That's how they called me, like, in and out. Don't waste money, so it was quick for the lassie. But it's in pain in Spain if he's like by the book. So come back, Ian. Come on to your knife here. So, things were heating up in Victoria's. Say we get to about March, April. I'm in full control. So me and my crowd, people used to get up. Oh, in for nothing. Blah, 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 blah. By the way, I was eckies below. So you know you do that with your face, don't you? Oh, that sweaty line on that. You're going, where am I? Right? So... I'll tell you a couple of occasions, right? So I was up at my dancing. My party trick was 2 bottles of Budweiser. Sunday night DJ Vance. Even Vancey liked me, you know what I mean? He's got that wrong. People used to think I was crazy. I must have been crazy, you know what I mean? So, one night, I'll just say her name, Lynette Leisure. She's the girl that's James's front for all the companies, right? Lynn says to me one night up at the cloakroom, I thought she was trying to get off with me. She relaxed at me. She went, I says, what is on? I'm doing all that. Like, neckies were kicking on. They were good ones, by the way. Lynn's way like that. Can I speak to you? I went, someone's fucking estate. On you go. Lynette. No, Lynn. Lynette was this company. Oh, let's get it right. Lynette Leisure Group. So Lynn went, been to the licence board last week. I went, okay, Lynn, been to the licence board. Right, what's going to do with me? I'm dying in this 30. I'm on superstar, looking in your eye zone and just some good words. You see, we looked at the birds and all that. You were going, you're in my eyes. And I said, well, I'm fucking going to have well then. It was just like the Eckies for way back in 1981, just before it out. You took one of them. There was a lot of born kids then. You know what I mean? It was called an Eckie, baby. But these ones are only so powerful. So I says, right, Lynn, what is it? She said, the licence board says to me, there's a guy coming up here. Right, Lynn. He leaves here at 8 o'clock every morning with a crowd. Right, Lynn. It's on camera. Right, Lynn. And I says, what are you trying to say? I'm just trying to get down the stairs to the cloakroom. She went, the guy's you. And I went, the guy? What do you mean the guy's me? She says, well, you're staying in all the time. But I looked at her now as if to say, wait a minute. How are you not telling me anything? How's your dad not saying anything? Because to be bluntly honest, I was taking the cunt. But I'm a young boy, fresh out, 30 years of age, skipped 40. But I'm just continuing, I'm having a party. James is not saying nothing. Lynn's saying about the licence board, the guy's me. I says, come here, you go, you know what I mean? So there's another occasion down the dance floor. Lynn's saying another word down. I'm up, you know that. You know my shitty dancer, Lynn. Livy's going to teach me. Remember, this is 20 years ago. This is 202 as well, the same as the Tom McGraw story. We're rapidly moving up. Christ. Time we do this. Snail space, fuck. We'll not finish it till about 2032. But anyway, I've got to tap my shoulder on the flare. I've invited 10 new guests, by the way, up to the piano bar. Oh, Lynn says, can you not come up tonight? She's having a private party. No, I went, you don't tell Lynn to. Well, you know what? I'm coming up. So I went up, bouncers there. I'm not saying to me how I gained the entry, but I get in, right? So me doing all that, fully up, walked up to the bar, at the piano bar. I saw 10 guys sitting there, no, I shouted. Oh, is that the Serious Crime Squad? Is that how Lynn does the want me in? The guys all looked horrified, right? So that was really gonna fuck. So one of my pals says, you support Rangers? I says, aye, must use a Celtic. What? Says, have another look. You know your Rangers. Oh, I knew my Rangers, alright. They were no 10 Serious Crime Squads. They were the guys on a radio show, the Radio Clyde. They were Gordon DL, as the manager of Ayr United at the time, and 10 of the players. But I've insulted them, I've said that, she's what the call it. So they've all made their excuses and left. But no, what Lynn done? Oh, Lynn never says, right, we need to leave. And to spare her blushes as well, I won't say what else happened. You know what I mean? But we're into it. So, the journey continues in Victorious. It's coming to an end by in September 2002. So say about May, June, people, there used to be coach loads that used to come down for Fife and all that on a Saturday. Victorious was a good place in Glasgow. And can't see the good night and a good lock-in. Right? No lock-in like that. Lock-in, dancing and ring. Right? So, another occasion, me and my wee posse, right? I went on the dance floor, came back off. Because you still saying you're a cunty a dancer. I went, well, at least I'm fucking trying, for fuck's sake. And they say, stop doing the 2 bottles of Budweisers. I says, well, I put 2 bottles of Budweisers over my head to cool down all day. I went, right. I says, and anyway, do you want to get barred? That's how much power I had. But to make it clear, I wasn't the manager, I wasn't the owner, I wasn't anything. It was Ian's playground, right? So let's get that clear. People are saying you owned that. Can I own it? Fuck's sake. Victoria's. £6 million it gets sold for. Fuck, I try to steal 6 million, get nothing. So another wee shimmery story, right? Went to Damon Ann's. I never took the Budweisers. Came back to the corner, 3 girls standing there. And I noticed my drinks. They had them. So I says, excuse me, girls. I've got a sister myself, you know what I mean? I'm cheeky. I says, see that drink. I says, that's my company's. 3 girls went, no, it's no. I says, well, I'm not going to get into an argument. 50 times here, 50 times there. That's my drinks. So I say, so it's your drinks? They went, okay. I went, bard. So, fair play to one of the lassies, she's a bit of gumption. You know what she says? Who the fuck are you talking to? You'd bar me, you'd bar anybody. She's like, am I a punter? She just fell like that, look. A double vodka right in my face. Do you know what I done? Some of my pals, he thought I was going to react. I just went, I got a lot of things through in my face in the last few years, and that's not going to bother me. But I think one of my pals nipped through and saw the girls, and he says, look, by the way, he can get you barred. So they kind of went, I'm kidding on about a £2 Prada shirt on. I think it was a tenner for Primark, but it looked good, right? And they went, oh, sorry about that, your shirt's all thing made. I went, it doesn't matter. I says, watch this if you're worried about my shirt. Bartender, I didn't flip my fingers. Bartender, 2 buds. Right on to the dance floor. Vance, get the superstar on, right? I just done that, look. Right early that, and I'm looking at the girls and all my pals. There we go. So I come back off the dance floor, and I says to the 3 girls, he says, oh, your shirt, we could have got it laundried. And all laundried? Fuck. It would cost me in the laundry for a shirt. The shirt was a tenner, for fuck's sake. So I went, don't worry. Then I went like the 3 girls, the kind of guy I am, I went, unbarred. And they all went, oh, thanks. Thank me. Thank the guy who owns the place. But I am getting away and trying to tell you the new. I'm a bit wiser than that now. I get away with murder, right? Well, not murder, but away with murder in the nightclub. So I used to think this Victoria's for 10 months was a magical thing in the sky. So one of the lock-ins to the bar girls went about 4:30. We're in home. So young William Mortimer was there, James's son, and I says to him, right, listen, get behind the bar. He went, oh, my dad can see everything in his house in Bobwell, TV screens and monitors, in case anybody's stealing 50 pence. That's how miserable James is, right? So he says, no, go behind the bar. He says, I'll go behind the bar. So I was like with doubles and that, you know. And Peter came down, Peter went, Ian, I says, look, then somebody says, I know how to turn the music on. So the music on, drinks for free, that was the bar. I used to be a barman in the pub, right? Then one night, I don't get into that story too much, know what I mean? So I was there to eat, free drinks. Everybody that's there know what's happened that night, right? It was me and my gyro. So one night, one of the bouncers shouted about 12, Ian, your man's sister's stood at the bottom of the stairs shouting, we're one in for the karaoke after hours. Oh, Jesus. So my man had come up, sat them at 8, that was that. But, so, we're coming to the end of the Victoria stunt. I'm so surprised James has not said nothing. But before the club gets sold, and I'm saying sold under my nose, cheap sold under my nose, I wasn't informed it was getting sold. So I was a bit upset. So I says to Lynn, I says, you sell this? I've heard a wee rumour. She went, aye. I went, how do you not tell me? She went, right. So my social worker even pulled me down. It was in Gordon Street. The same wee social worker, 32-year-old, were in my life, and says, do you and Paul Ferris own Victoria's? Well, there was a story in the paper, I think it's somewhere there, it says Victoria's sold 6 million, Paul Ferris has bought it with Ian MacDonald. Ian virtually sleeps in the place, which I did, and a lot of crap. I just says, no mate, I says, I try to steal 6 million, I've got 6 million. So it got sold to a company called Vimac for Newcastle. Oh, James done me, we get £6 million at it. You know what I mean? So I went down the following week. New owners, Vimac, spoke to the guy at the door. He went, I know who you are. I went, right. He says, there'll no be none of this 10, 20 people after hours. I went, well, mate, I've had a good run. This was September 2002. And a sore throat this week, man. A bit of cold. Anybody says anything? No, it's not the postal flu. So, I says to the guy, I don't know about a research, I says, you've got the same date of birth as my mother. I says, obviously, no the same year. And I went, oh, go and enjoy yourself. So he came in, he went, oh, how would you think of the place? I went, mate, you've stopped selling these Bacardi Breezers and Smirnoff Ices. The things weren't even out when I was a bit, a lot of people liked them. And so after 2 weeks, I cut this short. Because I was used to staying into they had a new security company, up front security. It was run by a policeman, I believed. So me and my brother Gary were there. The crowd of boys there. So these 3 bouncers come in and says, 5 to 3, would you like to hurry up and drink your drink up? And I went, oh, I've had enough. Says to Gary, do you want to just not fuck out them? Gary says, come on. Says to the other boys, stand aside. Me and Gary knocked fuck out the 3 of them. Another 6 bouncers stood there and watched. I'm pulling my belt off to whack one in the head. One of them even says in a statement I was pulling a gun out. Fuck. So, word gets sent to me after that night. Don't get back to Victoria's. Vimac. The police won't be involved. We know what, Vimac, if you're listening to this just now. And this was 20 years ago. He's a lying bastards. He's phoned the police straight away. He's gave them the video. I'll be producing all this, not the video, photos and all that. And so me and Gary were wanted for 3 assaults and a breach of the peace. So my lawyer, Joe Shields at the time, Joe's a good lawyer, been there all the time, he's retired now. So Joe says, do you want to go to the police station? They says, Ian, I've came to a deal. Gary's getting an undertaking, he's getting out tonight once he gets his prints took, and you get kept in the big bad wolf in sheep's clothing. Okay, that was it then. So I'm getting my prints took with these 2 wee rookie CID, and one of them went, I've not really heard of you, blank. Nah, I says, I've not really heard of myself, mate. The last 9 or 10 months I've been fucking up in that big castle in the sky and getting full of herkies, I'm saying to myself. And he says, you want to use a turn? And I went, turn? I don't know if I can storm up here and squeeze round. So I could stand up and I went to do a turn. And I went, see the only turn you can do to me, mate? I'll kick fuck out of you if you ever ask that again. So I went, right, no bother. So put me in the cell. Then I heard Gary shouting along, Ian, Ian. And I went, what is it, Gary? Sounded a bit distressed, by the way. They're no letting me out tonight. I said, how's that? You have to go to court tomorrow. You're getting under. Were you cheeky of them? I says, cheeky? I was going to put their boys asking me for a turn. He went, well, they've just come into the cell. I gave them prints and all that. And he says, See, since your brother's been cheeky, you're staying in. Do you know what I says? I shouted back to Gary, Gary, go and put your head in that mattress and do your time. You shouldn't be getting out. You've done fucking Boston for stabbing somebody. You've cut some cunt's throat, and you're getting an undertaking. No, put your head down and that's the end of it, Gary. So, from there, I get to jail. Me and Gary went to court. Trying to get charges dropped for me because I was still out in licence. So they wouldn't drop anything, they dropped a breach of the peace. So I pled to a breach of the peace and Gary pled to 2 assaults. Do you know what the sheriff says? Gary's got bad convictions. The sheriff says to Gary, £500 fine. He turns around to me and he went, oh, Mr. MacDonald, he done that, he's got a season on that, right? He's going to admonish me, you know what I mean? You should have known better. Oh, I'm going to only plead to a breach. 30 days in prison. But at this time, I was already back in prison. I handed myself in 2003, handed myself in 19th of February. The police were looking for me. They compiled a police intelligence report for Pitt Street, and plus this assault. I'll show you here. Wait, I'm going to go like that. Whiz it up, Livy, put it up later. But let me just tell you a wee look. Because Mr. Mortimer, I'm not finished with you yet, by the way. You made my life a misery, right? But what about thing with struggling, please? Right. Just let's shoot away for the other year I've done in the jail, right? We'll shoot up to 2007 here, right? Pain in Spain, if you read the book. I came home, I wasn't a very happy guy. Bad copper who laid a fucking lampshade, right? One of the craziest nights in my life. The big wild man liked it. I told him the story. But I'll tell it on here one day as well. So Mr. Mortimer, he's rising, right? I was rising as well. Because I was back into criminality, right? So Mr. Mortimer's only standing in Buchanan Street, giving a press conference. He bought Regano. And guess what the figure was? The magical 6 million. Plus, he was just opening up a nightclub called One Up. So, I had a big bone to pick with Mr. Mortimer, right? For this police intelligence report, which was dated dated the 14th of February 2003. So I let it run, right? I think the pain in Spain was 2006. I went back to the jail for a year. So let it run. Had this Data Protection Act. So you'll see shortly. It's all going to go up on the screen. Was up. So he's getting his press conference. Somebody who had a big monkey with him, by the way, had a bouncer with him, right? So I bought a pair of jeans or something, right? 150 quid. You can only afford 20 quid ones out of Next now, but I'm quite happier. So I went out and I said to him, James, and he's like, too busy for me. So I started getting a wee bit more thing, and I went, can I have a word with you? So he knew I was angry. So he started making his way for Buchanan Street, where he's getting his press conference, to go to the social, not the social security, the social, everybody doesn't know, a pub. It's next to this new One Up. So while we're walking along and I'm saying, am I getting a golden ticket to your new club? I know he's going like that. I fucking sold my club cause of you can't, know what I mean? But you done no bad, you get 6 million out of it. The last persons that bought it, it's getting bumped down, they went fuck all. And I think they only got it for £1 million. So you done well, Mr. Mortimer, right? So this is a grump with you. So it starts. I wanted to show you this document here. So, we go to the social, try to talk to you. I'll tell you one thing. You're a condescending bastard. You think you're too good for any cunt. I'm trying to talk to you civil, you get your hands off me, get. And see your monkey, by the way. I was enraged coming back from playing Spain. I'd have demolished him in fucking 2 minutes. Without anything. I was that angry, right, for the Spain episode. So, Mr. Mortimer, I keep calling him. I try to say him, look. Then I finally get through his thick skill. You're one of the reasons why I get put back in prison. And I went, how's that? Oh, he's finally listening. I says, I've got a police intelligence report. It doesn't name your name, but it says something. 6 allegations why I get recalled to prison. I think you're number 2 or 3. And see, instead of any other decent guy would say, well, wait a minute, go and get this intelligence report, bring it down to the club, have a look, talk about it. Nah, Mr. Mortimer's he's too better for anybody. Aye, that's right. Too better than anybody. Where does he come from? I'll reveal that in a minute. Right? So, get to the story and finish it quick, Kieran. So, Mr. Mortimer, I says to him, look, I says, it says in the intelligence report, you need to look at it now, it says, the owner of Victoria's, there was another guy, I won't mention his name, I was threatening the owner of Victoria's to have lock-ins and take cocaine. Well, wait till I put this straight. See the first part? Threatening the owner? Nah, never happened. See this, the second part, taking cocaine? I did take cocaine. And what about it? Fuck! Half a fucking Glasgow was taking it. So, do you know what Mr. Mortimer turned around to go? He gave me an answer when I told him this. He wouldn't even look at that. He went, oh, it must say manager. Wait a minute, it must say manager. I says owner. And he went, but then, oh, I forgot to tell you, you know training shoes, don't you? I just upgraded. Anybody that knows training shoes, I just upgraded a few quid at a time. I upgraded from Foot Locker to Prada, right? So the Prada on the days, which is one of my good pals went like that. We need me Prada on, for fuck's sake. I said, I'm getting up in the world. West End flat, no that, right? Try to be jealous. See the Prada? I was half a minute away from putting them right in the fucking paws, and he knew it. Right, and sees monkey. He was destroyed. I had a battery scan in. So, when he says to me, you're trying to insult my intelligence, and he went, manager. Oh, man, here we fucking go. How do you not just say, going up, get an intelligence report, show me it. So he never tried to get me angrier. I knew it was in the intelligence report. I went, by the way, your best pal signed it. But this time he's trying to make a boater. Plenty of people at the social were watching us, by the way. It was only about tea time. 2007. So he went like that, no. Who says manager? He shouldn't have even have said nothing. He's putting himself right in it. So before I should say anything else, says, your pal signed the document, right? It's here. Gordon. Now, let's have a look. Let's just get this right here. The guy's retired and he's an MSP, you know what I mean? Guy signed it. No, Graham. Graham it was. Graham used to be the head of the Drug Enforcement Agency, and they were based at Glasgow Airport. Oh, they were good, by the way. Took a few big names down. So Graham Pearson signed this report, right? So I went like to Mr. Mortimer. He's getting angry, right? Say manager. He's owner, right? He went like that, he says, he's gonna say, I says, and by the way, I says, your best pal is actually says, he signed up. I went, my best pal? I went, your best pal? I says, Graham. I've done this 3 times, like I mean, yeah. Graham. And I see that, he bolted right up his stairs. Don't know how, fucking fat bastard, right? So I mean, it's monkey. That was 90 bar. Get right up the stairs, and I shouted up the stairs. I shouted, "Listen, you fucking tramp for Hagkill." I says, "You think you're for fucking Bovril?" I says, "You're no better, no can't else, right?" And he's like, "No," says that. So see that night, and I asked him, "Could I get one up?" I says to our pal, I'll no name this pal either, right? You want to come down to one up with? Right. He's saying it's up to the bouncer. He owns it. He could have been my gold ticket. So I went down, still mad, right? I went down and in, go to the top of the stairs. Bouncer says to us, Ian, we shouldn't have let you in. Mr. Mortimer left word. You know what I says? There was about 5 of the monkeys there. I went, too late. He's not putting me out. So I done my thing, much at 2:30. I know he's looking at his cameras in his house and all that, going, how do you get in? But none of them had the bottle to fucking put me out. They weren't putting me out. But see this boy, one of the bouncers, I'll tell you this story, right? He was quite a good guy, I knew him. You know what I says to him? 2:30. I says, right, I'm ready to leave. And I says, mate, make yourself like a hero. I says, I'm going to go to the bar staff. I'm going to do a wee bit of commotion. You come here and say, look, you need to leave. And I'll leave. He says, would you do that for me? I says, aye. So I says, look at me in the next 5 minutes. Then just come here and ask me to leave. And I'll leave. So it caused a bit of commotion at the bar. This bouncer who was good. Right, there's no many of them, by the way. Fucking tanned a few of them years ago for no letters in, right? I mean, we Fergie in H. So, many ago, 40 years ago. So, chaos the motion. Can the bouncer come out? Could you please leave? And I was like, hey, what are you talking about? I says, all right, mate, I'll leave. So he's the hero of the day, the hero of the week. He's asked me to leave. So, get that up your fucking jumper, Mr. Mortimer. I went down to your club that night and you nearly get your boys booted. But there's another few instances with Mr. Mortimer. It doesn't end there. Do you know he sent the police to my door? I thought the police were coming to say one of these life to threat things you get done in. They says, no, you're going to do some nightclub owner. It says that. It never says his name. They're not supposed to. I was infuriated. I had his number. I phoned him. I says, see you fat cunt. I says, I'm coming out to your fucking house to see you about this. You bring the police up to me and I don't go to houses, right? So I drove the Blinkmobile right out of Bovril, sat outside, started pumping the horn, phoned him and he went, you're no outside. I went, I'm outside your fucking street. It's one of the biggest leafiest fucking streets in Bovril, right? So pumped the horn, beep. So I phoned a pal and I went, right, I says, listen. And he went, the pal laughed and he went, are you actually sitting outside there? And I went, aye. I says, a plan. I hadn't eaten a drink. He went, what's the plan, Ian? I says, the plan is, I'm going right through 2 doors, right through the living room, no, right through the hall, into the living room, wind the window down and go, thank you, Mr. Mortimer. I've got an interview with you at last. And the pal went, he giggled and he went, Ian, the plan will fail. I says, and how's that? He says, well, seems you through the 2 doors, there's a big bollard thing. You'll smash right into that and probably kill yourself. So I went, right, okay then. So the engine, I revved it down a bit. So all sorts of women were coming over to me, right, in this street, and I went, going to stop pumping that horn, we're trying to get the children to sleep. I says, no, I've got something to say, right, I'll tell you in a minute. Still try to get children to sleep. What, the snobbiest fucking street? Wait a minute. The Black Hill. Wains don't go to their bed till 12 o'clock at night. Never mind 8 up at this street in Bovril, right? So, this is the finish. So I decided to leave his street. I drove up. They were all looking at the window. 3 vans. I had the flip-flops on, right? Shorts. Jumped out. Oh, by the way, I gave them a cracking story. They never grabbed us. They just went, if you came for that shooting dinner, I said, what does it look like? It's on the way up. They went, they're all trying to get to sleep, the children. I says, no. Is Mr. Mortimer phoned? They went, no, the whole street's phoned. I went, you know what? He says, why are we doing there pumping the hole at his house? So I told him, it's quite heartbreaking this. See, and I think about it, I feel like greeting it now, right? I was in turmoil. Do you know what the truth is? I was seeing one of his daughters, right? Plus he sent the police to my house. And I liked his daughter. And we two of us had to break up. So, me being the romantic I am, my heart was pulling that way, my head was going that way. I was fucked with romance. So you know what the police says? Righty, jump back into that car and don't come near this street again. I went, no, because the kids are friggin' sleeping at 8, but don't sleep to 12 to Black Hill. So that was it. I went back down. And back down. But I went to Bovril. I didn't need the street, you know what I mean? And we just then a couple other things. But what I'm trying to say is, and Mr. King, Mr. Stephen King and all, he got me bad for his establishments. Corinthian, Loft, particularly Loft, got me through to there. That was in the fucking paper. So, wait a minute. So everybody, the police know that I like going to nightclubs, right? So they go to the nightclub owners. But see when you go to the jail, slate's supposed to be white clean. Nah. No with me, no up in Glasgow. They've even got me, I've done all that time, and they've got nightclub owners to ban me for nightclubs. I think I like, I do like nightclubs. Even on 30, you know what I mean? Well, 30-year-old boy stuck in a 61-year-old one man's body. I still like nightclubs. So Mr. King, he had his shot as well. He had a few shots. Barred me for everywhere. Because him and Mortimer, there was the 2 big nightclub owners. And so we got ejected for the Loft in the Ashton Lane. And a couple other places. So they were trying to ruin me. Oh, right, can you go to nightclubs? Can you that? But I'll tell you what, I bet, aye, Mr. King, down in your nightclub, there's been fucking girls molested down there. A lot of things have happened there, know what I mean? You're no squeaky clean either, know what I mean? Yeah, but I think you're something as well. But know what? You're fuck all. You and your fucking brother. Know what I mean? And every cunt else. Nobody's different for anybody. So, that's the story. Jack and Ori. We'll just finish our fielding now, right? Right. We're going to mention just now, right, to finish this off, who won the book last week. And by the way, sorry for getting all upset there, but that's true emotion. You get it from me, you get it from the Blink and You Miss It podcast. Yes, I'm very angry, sorry for swearing, but I thought it just had to come out, right? We're going to mention the book one, and I think we're going to put up a wee photo. And I'll tell you one thing, it couldn't have went to a better person, wee bonkers, the wee guy's in hospital with 10 operations, Livy? 11 operations. His dad's delighted. So, I know other people do book competitions, but no, they don't even get them. Ours does. I send it first class delivery to Ronald MacDonald's house. And I'm glad we punctures his picture. And we'll put a photo up here. Got a photo there, yeah. And I might do another book thing. But we'll finish this offer just now. And remember, tune in to the Blink You Miss It. And I hope you all have a good night. It'll be coming out, this is Friday. It'll be coming out tomorrow night. And there's still plenty of content, by the way. I've still got a lot of things to go off my chest. And I'll be saying it like it is. See if you don't like it. I never went up to Cumbernauld Road out tonight. I just go by. I try to stick to the story. And I've think me not put a lot in tonight. I could have said a lot more, but why should I? I've said enough. And that's it. So good night. Have a good night where you are. Especially if you try to get in a nightclub, because Ian is bad for them all. But wait a minute. Ian sneaked into one. Do you know that, Mr. Mortimer and Mr. King? Oh, aye. I sneaked into a couple of them. Yeah. Oh, wait, I tell you this. See, in the flat in the West End, just finish this quickly. Every Saturday I used to go to Cushion in Bath Street. It was owned by Mr. King. Do you know, I get in there every Saturday. I know what the bouncers and that says, even the manager is. See if Mr. King comes in, he'd hide behind that curtain. So it was a laugh. So I went to Cushion and that as well. So you as well, Mr. King. Just, know what? Get it up, you. And that's it. But, we might be doing another book. But good night. And, I don't say God bless. Just good night. Thank you for listening. Even thank you for having the patience. I might sound a wee bit angry, but so would you. You know what I mean? So would you. Because try to put you in the neck. And he denied that owner. Oh, Mr. Manager. Your unintelligent report